This is Daniel Mandelker, and this is our podcast, Jakie's Books, where we will talk about novels by Jakie Adams, an emerging author. We will also bring you book reviews and other commentary. This is Daniel Mandelker for Jakie's Books. We have a great announcement today. Jakie's new novel, Secondhand Truths, has just been published. It's about Mika, who dreams about a man and wonders if she will actually see him. And now for some spring books. Here is a classic, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Mary Lennox, a spoiled, ill-tempered, and unhealthy child, comes to live with her reclusive uncle in Misselthwaite Manor on England's Yorkshire moors after the death of her parents. There she meets a hardy housekeeper and her spirited brother, a dour gardener, a cheerful robin, and her willful, hysterical, and sickly cousin, Master Colin, whose wails she hears echoing through the house at night. With the help of the robin, Mary finds the door to a secret garden, neglected and hidden for years. When she decides to restore the garden in secret, the story becomes a charming journey into the places of the heart. Peach Blossom Spring by Melissa Few. Spanning continents and generations, Peach Blossom Spring is a bold and moving story about the haunting power of our past, the sacrifices we make to protect our children, and one family's search for a place to call home. It's China, 1938. Malin and her 4-year-old son, Renshu, flee their burning city as Japanese forces advance. On the perilous journey that follows across a China transformed by war, they find comfort and wisdom in their most treasured possession, a beautifully illustrated hand scroll filled with ancient fables. Years later, Renshu has settled in America as Henry Dow, though his daughter Lily is desperate to understand her heritage. He refuses to talk about his childhood in China. How can he tell his story when he's left so much behind? And finally, Secondhand Truths by our own Jakie Adams. How is it possible to see a man Mika's only dreamt of? Is he real? How could he be sitting in the Italian bistro right now? Mika's happy in her life. She's working for Andrea's, her best friend's dress boutique. Not only that, but she also lives in her best friend's pet house. Mika really couldn't ask for more. What happens when Mika's perfect little world is turned upside down by who she thinks is the perfect dream man? Andrea tries to tell Mika not to wear her heart on her sleeve, but is it too late for Mika to turn around and leave before she falls even harder? When dreams meet reality, does it become a big mess, or is it a happy ever after? Well, Matt, here's a good question for you. In audio editing, what is crossfade?
That's a good question. So everyone has technically heard a crossfade anytime there's ever been an edit in audio. So the term basically means whenever you want to combine two pieces of audio back together, let's say we remove a word from a sentence and we want to close that gap, we basically fade out the first item and then fade in the other one and overlap those slightly. So it kind of looks like an X. And this goes all the way back to tape editing. If they wanted to make a clean edit, as in an edit you couldn't really hear on a tape recording, you would literally use a razor blade and slice the tape at an angle. So you do a down angle on the first cut, and then the other part you want to join up, you do, I guess, like a backwards angle, and then they overlap with each other. And the idea is you're taking a little bit from the first item and then a little bit from the other one and overlapping them for the same distance, and then they are seamlessly blended together. So whenever I edit anything from this podcast, if I remove something, maybe a cough or something like that, I'll pull those two items back together, and then the first item will fade out and the other one will fade in. But it happens so fast you can't hear or notice anything. So I'm talking milliseconds basically. So it's one of the most common things you'd ever hear. This also happens in film and video. If they want to make an edit quickly, they can do a quick crossfade between different things. You can see a quick fade out or a quick fade in a film. That's basically a drawn out version you can actually see and not necessarily perceive. So hopefully that explains everything. I guess we'll wrap everything up, and congrats to Jakie on getting another book done. She's very prolific.
Well, thank you so much, Matt. And it is time to wrap up, and we hope you have happy spring reading.